Hey everyone, it's Jack and Sam from cultaholic.com. A very stressed Jack and Sam because tonight, the early hours of tomorrow morning,
3:15 a.m.
we are flying to Tokyo, Japan for Wrestle Kingdom 13. But what would it be without a lovely predictions contest?
Yeah, we're doing the predictions now just in case we get there and our pocket Wi-Fi goes mental and we can't upload anything, just so the predictions are out there just in case we have any technical issues.
We will, if all goes to plan, be uploading plenty of content from Tokyo.
Yes, of course, yeah.
But the punishment will be decided there. It's a one-off sort of thing where basically we're going to see what sort of horrible stuff we can find in Japan and force one of us, or maybe both of us, to do it.
It's the victor's choice, basically.
Right, okay,
so
right.
Whoever wins gets to ruin the life of the loser, and by God, I hope you lose.
So, without any further ado, let's get to our predictions for Wrestle Kingdom 13. First up, we have the pre-show match, which until this year was traditionally kind of a battle royal.
I'm still holding out for the Rumble.
Think it's going to happen?
Still want to happen.
Maybe. But instead, officially on the card, it's a multi-team sort of three-man trios scramble kind of thing to determine the number one contenders for the never openweight six-man belts. Sam, who have you gone for and why?
I have gone for Chaos because there is some trouble in the ranks there, potentially.
Yeah, Chuckie T's acting a bit weird.
Yes, so Chuckie T's acting a bit weird. And who will the winners of this match have to face to get the belts? They'd have to face Bullet Club, and I think Chuckie T might join the dark side.
Right, okay.
I think it's all going to build to this big Chuckie T turn.
But you don't think that's going to
happen?
But you don't think that's going to happen at wrestling? You think that's going to happen later on?
It'll happen probably New Year's Dash if that's when the match is, or whenever the match is. But I think, they're going to win this match and it'll be like, yeah, Chaos!
Yeah.
And then down the line, we're going to see this horrible, contemptible turn.
I've also gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've also gone for Chaos, but for a less scientific method than you. Really, I think that I saw who was in this match. There's a lot of big names in there. Suzuki's in there. Goto's in there, teaming with Chuckie T and Trent Beretta, or just Beretta. I'm going for Chaos as well. I think that I just was looking at the lineups and I couldn't really see a team that made more sense to face Bullet Club than Chaos. I thought maybe Suzuki-gun, but that would be a big heel versus heel clash.
Yeah.
And I think especially if it was to happen at New Year Dash, which is basically the Raw after WrestleMania for New Japan, they'd want to keep it maybe more of a straight babyface versus heel kind of clash.
Yeah, it's a nice little dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've also gone for Chaos, but don't worry, because we're going to differ quite a lot.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so scared. Next up, Jackie boy, is Kota Ibushi versus William Ospreay. This is Ospreay's shot at the Never Openweight Championship, which is a belt that doesn't have a weight class. Oh, my God, it's right in the name. So, who have you got and why?
First of all, this could be match of the year, straight off the bat.
Yeah, straight off the bat.
They're opening the show with it, which is a bit strange, because Wrestle Kingdom traditionally starts off with tags and stuff and builds.
They like a high pace, though, don't they?
They do, that's true. So maybe that's why they've opened with this one, which will undoubtedly be a high-paced
Somebody's going off the scaffolding.
Yeah. Now, maybe both. Now, obviously, Will Ospreay is my wrestler of the year, if you've been following that series and everything. Yeah. So it only makes sense that I'm going to go for Kota Ibushi. Yeah, I know. I've betrayed him. I've gone for Ibushi. I feel as though, obviously, this is part of Ospreay's journey to join the heavyweight ranks. Yeah. I just think that Ibushi, if this was against Taichi, as was originally planned, I think, before Ospreay got injured and everything, I think that Ospreay would easily have won. If it was against Goto, who held the belt, I think that it would have been a bit closer, but I think that Ospreay again would have won. I don't know if he's going to beat Ibushi, just because Ibushi's... It's hard to tell what Ibushi's ever going to do. He's a very unpredictable man, and is therefore often booked unpredictably.
And the problem with this show is that every January 4th show seems to be when everybody's contracts are up. Yeah. So you don't know who's going, who's staying, who's signing back on.
It makes it really fun and interesting, unless you're doing a predictions contest. So I've gone for Ibushi. I just feel as though this could be the first of a series, maybe, or maybe Ospreay will have to find a different path. On the other hand, it's not one of the picks that I'm confident about at all. So who have you gone for and why?
I'm keeping it real, keeping it Britain. Yeah. I've gone for... I've gone for Will Ospreay. Yeah. Basically, I think that this is the perfect opportunity to give Ospreay a shot at the heavyweight division. And if it doesn't pan out, then no harm, no foul. It's the openweight division. It means that he doesn't have to necessarily constantly face just heavyweights. You can get a nice little series out of him and Ibushi. But I think Ibushi is destined for much bigger things. So I think Ospreay needs to get this belt to free Ibushi. Okay. So Ibushi can move up the card.
That makes a lot of sense too. Next up, a three-team match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. We've got Suzuki-gun represented, by Desperado and Kanemaru. Yep. We've got Roppongi 3K showing you, everyone. We all love them. And also, we have LIJ's sort of junior division, which is Bushi and the new member, Shingo Takagi, who many have said is not a junior at all. Look at the size of him.
No, he's massive.
Who have you gone for and why?
I've gone for LIJ.
Right.
Yes. They're due something nice.
Yeah.
For God's sakes.
Naito's been on a bit of a slump.
hard year.
Yeah.
I just give them that. And, you know, they're both quite exciting guys to watch.
Yep.
And Suzuki-gun, Kanemaru and Desperado, I can't really invest in them.
Right.
Roppongi 3K, I think, are destined for, you know, a long title reign.
They're like the Kushidas of the junior tag. They're going to be big babyface lads.
I think it's going to be like, you know, for them, it's going to be an eventual victory. So, yeah, I've gone for LIJ.
I realised that, I'm sure last year we said the same thing about Roppongi 3K. We were like, they're going to gradually build up and then eventually... And they did win it, and now they've lost it again, and they're going to eventually... But
then that could be the whole 1 year story. They could win it back.
Yeah, exactly. I've also gone for LIJ. I feel like, especially with Shingo as the new member, I think he needs some gold just to look impressive and cool at first.
Yeah.
And I think, I agree, they're both really exciting. Hoping to see Bushi missed somebody live. That would be lovely.
I've already seen that.
What? Oh, I wasn't at the Japanese show in Manchester. Right, anyway, we've both gone. As I'm riddled with envy, we've both gone for LIJ.
Next up, we have Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the Revolution Pro Wrestling Rev Pro RPW British Heavyweight Championship. Who have you got and why?
I've gone for Zack Sabre Jr. I feel that Ishii's held that belt for a while. I think he won and lost it from Suzuki at Rev Pro shows.
Yeah.
It's cool to see it be defended on a Wrestle Kingdom.
God,
definitely. I mean, it was
such a prestigious show to have that belt on.
Yeah, I mean, the Ring of Honor title's been on Wrestle Kingdom before, but for the British Heavyweight Championship to be on Wrestle Kingdom, that's really, really cool. But I think that it's Zack Sabre Jr.'s time. He had a really strong first half of 2018. He won the New Japan Cup. Yeah. Couldn't quite beat Okada for the title, which we weren't too surprised about, you know. Yeah. But I think that this is really time for Zack to win the belt, and that'll maybe... I'm assuming that Zack's more available to British promotions than Ishii is. Yeah. I think just looking at it logistically like that, I think that it'll be handier for them to have it on Zack and for him to carry on his streak of being just a right bastard in New Japan. Just a nasty man.
Yeah, and it would be nice to get that belt back, you know, into some UK audience, in front of some UK audiences more, and you know, build up some UK competitors for that, because obviously that belt's going to need to come home at some point to go on somebody else to go overseas again. So I think it makes the most sense for Zack to take that, and then it frees up Ishii to win the big one.
Do you think?
He's going to win the big one next year.
I would love for him to win the big one.
If Harold May is watching right now, please just give him it. Just for a day. Give him the Rey Mysterio 3-hour reign, as long as I get a picture of him holding it.
I think that, like...
Touch myself at night.
I feel like the way things are, and often the stereotype associated with Harold May is that he favours Westerners too much to get more mainstream exposure. I don't know. I think it's exaggerated and overblown. Yeah. But I wonder if John Cena has more of a chance of winning the big one than Ishii does at this stage. You never know. You never know. Next up, another 3-team match, but a bit of a controversial one. This time for the heavyweight tag belts. We've got God. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa against LIJ, Evil and Sonata. Originally, that was just a match. That was
1-on-1, 2-on-2.
Exactly. Traditional, good tag team action.
Taggy battles.
Then guess who got involved? Those dastardly Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson.
They seem chuffed about getting involved on Twitter.
Oh, it got a bit controversial, got a bit heated. So basically, this was all determined long ago. LIJ earned the title shot by winning the World Tag League.
Yes.
And then the Young Bucks all went, we still haven't had our rematch yet. And they shoved them in. And it's a bit like, in fairness, I don't think it's too bad, but we'll get onto that when we get to our reasoning. I think we both might have a similar reason why maybe the Bucks aren't too likely to win, but who have you gone for and why?
So I guess I'll just throw out the first bit and you can finish off explaining about the Bucks.
All right.
But I don't think the Bucks are anything. This is pretty much going to be one of their final, in my head anyway, possibly one of their final New Japan appearances for a long time.
Yep.
And I think it'll just be pretty much a get the match out of the way.
Yeah.
And you're able to take the pin.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just seems a bit strange, doesn't it?
It does seem a bit strange.
It's a bit fishy. There's something about it. It's a bit fishy. It's a bit strange, a bit weird. But in terms of who I'm going for, got to go for God, having a Twitter game.
Yeah. They've invited us to a party.
Bullet Club block party, Bullet Cult. It's all great.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, so I'm a bit scared, to be honest with you.
It's fine.
I've been getting tweets like, if Haku's there, don't go, it's a trap. I've also gone for God. But I think that the safest prediction here is, I'm delighted that you've gone for the same one because I wasn't too confident about this either. I think that LIJ could reasonably win. I think the safest thing to say about this match is that the Bucks probably aren't going to win. If they do, it'll be really exciting because I'll be like, what's going to happen? But of course, the big story of this match is that this is potentially going to be the Bucks' last New Japan match before All Elite Wrestling becomes a thing. AEW. It's
not a thing till it's a thing.
But it looks like it might be a thing.
At least the Bullet Club can go back to being proper heels now.
They're going to be...
Instead of just merch machines.
Wow.
I literally fell out of love with the Bullet Club for that reason, because it just became about a web show.
I guess so.
Instead of just walking in and ruining New Japan.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, just ruining New Japan.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do, and we're gonna be on their side.
Jay White's the leader now as well. It's amazing. Little cowardly little bugger.
We've both gone for GOD.
Next up we have Cody, not Cody Rhodes, just Cody versus Juice Robinson for the United States Championship, the IWGP United States Championship, which is Juice's belt.
Right.
Who have you got and why?
Well, it's not yet, but I've gone for, I think it will be Juice's belt. I think he's going to defeat Cody Rhodes. They've already clashed at Wrestle Kingdom, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Cody picked up the win then, which made total sense because he was a relative newcomer. I think it might have been his first Wrestle Kingdom match, actually. Maybe his first New Japan match. But now, Cody, like the Bucks, seems very much to be on his way out, onto different things, maybe bigger things for them, certainly, in North America. So I reckon that this is going to be Cody passing the torch back to Juice. And I
never thought Juice should have lost it in the first place.
That's fair enough.
I love Juice.
Yeah. I think that Juice, you first told me, it was you who actually opened my eyes to Juice. You were like, that's weird. It was, you were like, Juice is a great babyface and they all love him in New Japan. And I was like, is he really? And then I started watching it and the reactions that he gets are phenomenal.
He's just like properly over, and he's so hyper. Loved, massive fan favourite.
I don't think I need to ask, but I've gone for Juice. Who have you gone for?
Juice Robinson. Has to be Juice Robinson.
Watch his entrance.
CJ Parker.
He wears crazy things.
Care Bears and stuff.
He shouts a lot.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah!
Like Disco Baker Boy hat.
Yes.
It's great.
Did you see his text exchange with Kevin Owens that went on Twitter?
Yes.
It was like, happy anniversary of when you broke my nose and we became best friends. Because when Juice was in NXT, his first Kevin Owens' debut match, and Juice a few minutes in just goes, bang!
Accidentally breaks his nose.
Anyway, they were they're friends.
Best friends.
Yeah. Juice going to win.
Go on, Kevin Owens. Go to New Japan.
Next up, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. One that, I don't know if it's just through me not paying too much attention to the build-up, but I think it's one of the ones with less of a build to it, really, compared to some of the other matches. It's the champion Kushida against another member of the Bullet Club, Taiji Ishimori. Who have you gone for and why?
Well, the rumour mill has, for many a year now, many being about 3, Triple H is apparently desperate to rub his hands up and down Kushida's body and put him into some WWE role.
Yes.
And Kushida's the type of guy I can see maybe doing that.
Right.
Going off to US and making a bigger name for himself.
He's not as young as he seems. He's getting his mid-30s now.
That's it. Yeah, like maybe he'll go over there, get some really good money, come back and end his career in Japan.
Yeah.
So, like, I can see that happening in my head, and I think I've let that run away with it too far. Plus, I'd like to think that Kushida is the type of guy that would help propel younger talent. Okay. And Ishimori is amazing.
Yeah, he is just really, amazing. Really good. Yeah.
So I've gone for Ishimori.
Right, that's very interesting. Ishimori, obviously, he's been in sort of the junior tag ranks a little bit recently, but like in the middle of the year, he got to the final of the Best of the Super Juniors, a really good tournament. The final was one of my favourite matches of the year against Takahashi. He lost, but bigger and better things seem to be on the horizon for him. But I am going to stick with Kushida for now. And this is one of those picks, when you do these prediction contests, this is one of those picks where I've just done it to balance out other picks I've made. Yeah. So I'm like, there's going to be some title changes.
I mean, like, the amount of title changes I've predicted.
I've tangled myself in knots.
I'm done.
But just for the purposes of other picks I've made, I'm going to pick a bit more conservatively here.
Yes.
And go for Kushida to retain. But the problem with that is that if this one goes wrong for me, then several others also might go wrong.
Yeah, so I just don't know what happens with the junior heavyweight division if Takahashi can't return.
And if Ospreay's gone.
Yeah. Then you need that new younger leader, which could be Ishimori.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else it could be. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out in the future.
Next up, we have the leader of Chaos, Okada, versus the leader of the Bullet Club, bit of bad boy Jay White.
Yeah, he loves
biker.
Riding around his scooter late at night,
Yeah. Brought a knife into school once. Got in trouble. Stuck at Pastoral all day waiting for his dad to pick him up in his van.
He's got a pit bull. You can hear it when you ride past his house.
His dad's van has like race dogs on the side.
Yes, it's local bad boy Jay White against Newcastle bad boy Jay White, actually from New Zealand. New Zealand upon time, Jay White against Kazuchika Okada. I'm going for Jay White, which is a big shout because Okada is one of the most hard to beat wrestlers in the world. Suffered a bit of a slide since losing his title to Omega midway through the year. And I thought that slide would last longer. But he kind of regained his form a lot more towards the end of the year. Now he's teaming with Tanahashi and they're best friends all of a sudden, and it's like he's really refound his form.
Yeah.
Jay White, on the other hand, started off hot and then kind of dipped a bit, and then now he's going back up a bit. It's a bit of a weird one. I'm going to go for Jay White. I just think that I've predicted a lot of Bullet Club wins on this show. I feel like he's going to win, but it's going to be a proper shocking, not at all New Japan style, screwy, like bastard finish.
See, this is what I've been thinking might actually happen.
Yeah.
Like, part of me thinks they're just going to do the straight up attempt at a screwy finish and Okada wins, but then at the same time,
Tanahashi comes out to help maybe.
They've just put Jay White in charge of the Bullet Club.
I know.
So
but he has lost and won since then.
Yeah, he has, but a loss to Okada, the head of Chaos.
Yeah. I don't know if it's too damaging for him though. Everyone loses to Okada. That's why I'm worried about my pick of Jay White.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with Okada just for the numbers game.
Yeah.
But, Christ, that one could bite me on the arse.
This one is one of the hardest to pick of the whole show, I think. Because they're both, one's been built up over the course of his career and one's like at his peak now. Yeah. And it's hard to tell which one's going to prevail.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Neither of us seem very happy. Next up, it's the IC title match between the reigning champion Chris Jericho, hasn't been too present in New Japan.
That's an understatement and a half, that.
Versus, he's beat Evil, versus the leader of LIJ, Tetsuya Naito. Who have you gone for and why?
Needs to be Naito. Get that belt off that old man.
Oh, Jericho's a good heel.
He's a great heel. Yeah. He's a great heel, but just it's ran its course.
Yeah.
Like, it's ran its course, and it just needs to just keep using Jericho by all means if you're going to use him, but just don't let him run off with a belt.
Yeah.
I've missed the Intercontinental belt.
I've missed it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best times for the IC belt were when Naito held it and trashed it and didn't want anything to do with it. It was hilarious and great.
And now he's like trying to win it back.
Yeah, bit of a redemption.
He can trash it again.
I think it's more of a redemption tale. But I feel like this is going to be an interesting one. I'm also going to go for Naito because I think that Jericho obviously doesn't show up as much. He's not got as free a schedule. He's a big rock star / captain of a cruise ship that we haven't been invited on.
Yes, he is.
So I think that it's one of the more sensible picks to have Naito win this. And I think also it'll be an interesting match to see how it goes, because if you remember when Jericho beat Naito for the belt, he jumped in before the bell. It was kind of a bloody brawl. It wasn't like a normal New Japan match.
He knocked seven shades of piss.
Yes.
I can't say the other word out of him.
He did.
Before the bell even rang.
And then the match started anyway.
Yeah.
And he won. And it was kind of different. It worked because it was kind of a different thing in the middle of a show packed with quality.
Yeah, and he just sort of slunk off to the back screaming, "Air Naito," and kicking things over and shouting at reporters.
So I'm going to go for Naito, but I agree with you. I think that they should keep using Jericho, just not as the IC champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next up we have the main event of the evening, which is Tanahashi versus the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Kenneth Omegeth. Who have you got and why?
Right. This is like last year when we both just agonised and agonised. They are so good at building these main events that you don't know who's going to win.
You just don't know. There
are so many factors. There's the fact that will Omega be joining his pals over in All Elite?
I don't think so. I think he'll join, but I think he won't be exclusive.
No. But if so, even if not, will he lose the belt to Tanahashi? Tanahashi's story is like the final, like the gunslinger having one last,
Yeah.
But not just that, he can still wrestle at a proper elite level as well.
Yeah.
Omega's obviously one of the best in the world, absolutely. So it's a difficult one. I've gone for Kenny Omega to retain. This is really tricky because I saw a stat that worried me actually. It's that the belt hasn't actually changed hands at Wrestle Kingdom for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
I think it's like maybe 5 or 6 years or something.
Christ.
So, but I'm still going to go for one more retain.
Yeah.
From Kenny Omega. I think it'll be a match where if the scores are level going into this, I don't know if they can be, or if it's not certain who's going to do the punishment, we're going to be watching it like, what? Because there's going to be so many near falls. I think that Omega will win. And then I think that, you know what? I think that you might be right and that the person to take it from him might be Ishii, might be Ibushi somewhere down the line. I don't quite know, but I'm going for Kenny Omega. It's more of a heart over head pick, I think. Sam, who have you gone for?
I have gone for Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Excellent, good. We're going to be differing.
Yes, we're going to be different all the way. I think there's going to be some sort of wider storyline at play involving All Elite Wrestling in New Japan. And I think having Kenny without the belt might allow him to, have a little bit of a golden lovers feud. I think
fair enough.
This is, how old's Tanahashi now though? Like I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking about maybe this might be his last run with the belt.
If he wins and takes the title off a Westerner and puts it back on a Japanese guy, and he'll be like the ultimate babyface hero for all of New Japan, and it's just.
But then does it go against Harold May's idea, which is to westernize New Japan to not westernize, but appeal to a more Western audience?
But the way that New Japan play the media as well, could they have hyped that up on purpose so that we all think Omega's going to win, and then
exactly? So I've gone for Tanahashi.
Okay.
And I think it might be his final reign with the belt.
Yeah, right.
And he'll get one big glorious reign out of it. Maybe, hopefully not like a full year, but if it's a full year then fine, but drops it at the next Dome and it's all alright. But I think that could be it for Tanahashi.
We shall see. So those are our picks for Wrestle Kingdom 13. We've got to go and pack soon and all that sort of stuff. Any final thoughts before we head to Tokyo, Sam?
Just really excited.
Yeah, I'm buzzing.
7.5 hour layover in Amsterdam though.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Great stuff. Thanks very much for watching. We'll keep you posted on what the punishment will be once we're in Japan. Obviously, winner's choice.
Yes.
Please be kind. If we draw, let's just get Richard Tubman to pick the punishment.
No, because he's so quiet. He's probably really cruel. And he's put up with so much crap from us for so long.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks for your hard work, Richard. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do at Cultaholic, or I'm at Jack the Jobber. Sam is at Less Defined. If you want to check out our Patreon, you can do patreon.com/Cultaholic. That would be really appreciated. And we'll see you in Japan. Do not forget to join us.